Hey there, if you're enjoying this podcast, please take a moment to leave a review and to follow or subscribe. Don't forget to share with anybody that you think might be interested. Your support is greatly appreciated. Word of mouth is incredibly powerful, and it's the best way for us to reach more people and grow this wonderful community. Thanks again for listening. This is the Stop Time Podcast. I'm your host, Lisa Hopkins, and I'm here to engage you in thought-provoking, motivational conversations around practicing the art of living in the moment. I'm a certified life coach, and I'm excited to dig deep and offer insights into embracing who we are and where we are at. Hey!
Oh my gosh. How are you?
I love it. Oh, I'm so happy that we get to spend
Me
the
too. Thank you for having me. I was thinking about, we go the farthest back from most people in my life, like crazy.
Yeah, I know. It is really crazy. I kept thinking how special it would be to speak with you.
Oh, same.
So I had the joy of working with my next guest when he was just 9 years old. And even then, his gift was undeniable. He had that rare spark, the voice of an angel, and a work ethic well beyond his years. You could tell he was destined for something extraordinary, and he's more than delivered on that promise. On Broadway, he has starred in Pirates, the Penzance musical, earning the Clarence Derwent Award and Drama Desk nomination, as well as in She Loves Me, where he received a Theatre World Award, along with Drama Desk and Outer Critics Circle nominations. His credits also include The Mystery of Edwin Drood, West Side Story, and the first national tour of Hadestown, where he played Orpheus. Boy, I would have liked to have seen that one. Off-Broadway, his performance in The Butcher Boy at Irish Repertory Theatre was met with critical acclaim and earned nominations from the Drama Desk, Outer Critics Circle, and Lucille Lortel Awards, to name a few. You may know him as Julian Blossom on Riverdale, but I know him as a beautiful human with a voice that moves, a heart that shines, and a dedication to his craft that's been there from the very, very beginning. It's an absolute joy, truly, to welcome him here today. Nicholas Barasch, welcome to the show.
Lisa, that made me like kind of emotional, that intro. Woo! I don't know how I can live up to that, but thank you for having me. My gosh.
Listen, it wouldn't matter what you did. I really believe this. I really believe in the human behind the headlines. I mean, that's what you chose to do. That's where you chose to put your energy. And yeah, you have a gift, but you're a gifted human. And I believe that no matter what you do, that you would do it with the same ethic, the same light. I do.
Thank you. It's so funny that you say that I had a work ethic back then at 9 years old. Like I'm curious to know what you thought of me as like because I must have been. I was a very hardworking kid, but
it's funny. Like some people's work ethic, you think about, you see them trying, you see them working. Yeah. What I remember about you, and let's be clear. When there's a child, he's going to be, well, your mom was bringing you, right?
Your mom was around, yeah.
But your mom was amazing. She was not a stage door mom, or is amazing. So it was, I never felt the pressure of that.
Yes.
And I never felt that you felt the pressure of that. I don't know if you did, but I didn't.
No. Yeah. So interesting. Just looking back, and yeah, the people who knew me like way, way back when, it's just fascinating. Because it does feel like forever ago, but that was the beginning of it all, and you were there for that. So
well, I mean, it's so funny, I as I was thinking about talking to you, I was thinking, I honestly don't even know where to begin, except
right.
Well, except with gratitude for being part of like this small part of your journey. And then for bearing witness to your growth. Like that is like, money can't buy that.
I know. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Incredible. And and the memories are vivid. I mean, I was 9 years old, but I remember being in Arizona with everyone, and
I know
those huge stage. I mean, I was a little kid and we were playing like big houses. So that was such a thrill. It really was like opened my eyes to like, wow, what this could look like. So
Yeah. No, that's amazing. I love that. Looking back, actually, now, if there's something that you could tell 9-year-old
Oh,
Nick, what
oh
would it
my
be? Yeah.
gosh. I would probably, I mean, I've said this before, publicly, but I was definitely, I mean, we talk about how I was a hard worker. I became, I would say, too hard a worker as a kid. And I think being in the industry at that age, I wouldn't recommend it to everyone because
Mm.
it was beautiful and I found what I loved so early, but it also came with a cost and stuff that I'm working through in therapy now. But no, I think if I were to talk to him, I would say you have time, to just grow up and be a kid. And I think, no young person truly believes that. They always want to race to adulthood. And I think that was sped up just by the fact that I was thrown into this professional sphere.
Mm.
I grew up a little too fast, I would say. So
Mm.
my advice to him would be, you know, maybe just hang around in kiddom a little longer.
Yeah. What do you think would be different had he done that? Had you done
I
that?
think everything. I mean, I talked to my parents about it too, because, they have mixed feelings about it. I mean, it was never, it was always my passion that they supported. So it was very wholesome and organic,
Hmm.
but I would just be I have no idea. I probably would have had a more normal, quote unquote, path. I probably would have gone to a 4-year college, which I did not do. And I have no idea. I think I probably still would have found performing and acting and singing, but yeah, my life definitely, I just had a very specific path and it's always been that.
Yeah. So I'm curious to know, like with you as a child, you're going to listen to the people that love you and protect you, and you have
Yeah.
great parents.
Yeah.
So you trusted them, and they saw something in you, and this is what parents do. I'm a parent, I get it,
Yes.
and they say, "Oh, he seems to have this gift. Let's find some opportunities."
Absolutely.
Right? At what point, it's interesting because your talent then was dictating,
Mm-hmm.
and you were just a young
Mm-hmm.
human. So, it just seemed natural and
Yeah.
safe to
Yeah.
keep following that because it makes everybody happy. You're good
Yes.
at it, you're right.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes. All of the above. Yes. I think it's interesting that you put it that way, that the talent dictated. It was almost like that was leading and I had to kind of follow it and being plunged into this, yeah, adult world. But it was, yeah, it was really joyful. I mean, I always enjoyed doing it. And so the love has always been there, and that's what's kept me going ultimately. And the
Yeah.
support. I mean, like you said, I had an amazing support system and also teachers who,
Yeah.
I mean, it would be like I'd go to school, my parents would pick me up, we'd like drive to my acting teacher's house because I'd have some audition in the city the next day for some huge project, and
Yeah.
we work on like Shakespeare for like 3 hours when I was 14, and then I'd like
Mm.
go home and finish my homework, and then like it was like a lot, but I also did love it. So yeah.
Well, I'm curious about the intersection of when you started leading, because you've done that,
Mhm.
obviously. I feel like you're in the lead now of your career and of your talent.
Yeah, yeah.
Where can you talk to me about that intersection
Yeah,
and
it's
where
funny
that?
because I remember doing The Mystery of Edwin Drood when I was 14. And it was like we were living in the city at the time, and I like went to rehearsal on the subway by myself. And that was like my dad like was like, okay, like you go down to rehearsal by yourself. And I remember my manager at a certain point stopped CCing my parents on emails when that was maybe like 17. But it was like a slow burn to adulthood. Yeah.
Well, if I can, with your permission,
Yeah.
dig in deeper to you. So you're still talking about the outside forces. You're talking about your agents and your parents
Mm,
giving you permission to step
mm,
into
mhm.
adulthood. But do you remember like a aha moment where you felt maybe I don't know, where it became more your own because you wanted
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. No, that's interesting. Yeah, I think it probably. I mean, the She Loves Me era of it all, like post high school, I decided to not go to college. And that was like, that was a decision that my parents, I honestly, well, I ended up going to college. So I took a gap year after high school, and that was going to be the plan. I would take a gap year, maybe work, audition a bit, whatever, and then go to college. And I think they just wanted me to try it. And so I agreed to that. I was going to go to Columbia full time. When I took a gap year, I postponed that and I reapplied to their general studies program. So I ended up going part time for like a couple semesters while auditioning. And I was like, this is not for me. I had to miss class a couple times for auditions. And I was like, well, what's the point of, I cannot do both. So I think I felt probably like I had more agency then because I was making this call that my parents were supporting. And again, it did come at a cost. I mean, part of me wishes I went to college, not for the education necessarily, but for the community. Like finding community for me has taken a long time and kind of has been like scattered throughout my 20s. And I'm just starting to find more of, more community. So yeah, that was probably a turning point. But I feel like it's a succession of turning points. I mean, even now I feel much older and perhaps wiser than I did like even a year or two ago. And with my therapist, we talk about how I never really had a true adolescence because it was kind of like this pod of me, my parents, my manager. Like it was very insular, and I'm kind of in an adolescence now in my mid to late 20s. So,
That's great though.
yeah, it is. It is. And
Yeah. So what's that like? How does that feel?
it feels good. It feels like, I think for the longest time, the business and my career was everything, my whole world. And it no longer feels like that in a positive way. I get to have a life too. So that's something that I'm like, yeah, that's good. I like
Yeah.
it's not life or death, the
Yes.
stakes are not as high as I always thought they were.
Yeah, and like I said, it's normal for a child to feel, not really think, but to feel like the stakes
Yes.
are high
Yes.
because the people that are taking care of them, I mean, we're primitively wired for that.
Mm-hmm.
So that it felt like that, right?
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. That was my reality. So
Yeah.
to
Wow.
no one's fault, but just how it
No,
happened.
no, not
Yeah.
it's totally natural. That's the thing. It's
Yeah.
totally natural, but it can be, well, really traumatizing, quite
Yeah.
quite honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I bet you realized as soon as you started really stepping into being connected to your values, which it sounds
Yeah.
like you're still really opening up to that.
Yeah.
But it sounds like uh, there's probably a realization that actually, no, your parents are totally aboard no matter what you decide,
Right. Of course. Of
and
course.
that you take care of yourself, right? Like,
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. That kind of separating process. Hmm.
yeah. Wow, that's so interesting. I love that. That alone is well, it's so fascinating to me, especially having known you then. And then
Yeah.
like there've been some like touch points, like
Yes.
you did Jekyll with us for a minute.
Yeah.
Um, and it
Yeah,
was
that was the very beginning of my gap year. That was like I'm free and I'm gonna take a gap year, and that was one of the first projects I did was with you guys. Yeah,
oh, that's so neat.
that was right after She Loves Me, so I was 18. Yeah.
And I bet you weren't doing that because you thought it was some big career move, even though I'm sure you love the
Oh,
work. Why did you do it?
well, you guys asked, and I love you guys, and it was also a great challenge. Like I
Mhm.
remember, it was a lot. It was like a lot of material. It was the lead role, and I also had performed at 54 Below, and it was a fun week. I knew some other folks involved, and
Yeah.
yeah, and it was fruitful. I mean, and that was also kind of like, ooh, I get to just do this. I don't have to do school anymore. So that was
Yeah.
kind of like a great. I
You
can
had
just
more bandwidth. Yeah.
act and sing. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. And we were kind of like probably there was as young Nick was sort of starting to, fade into the past. I mean, he's always with you. I mean, I
Yeah.
really truly believe that. But
Yeah. Yeah.
in terms of that young Nick thinking, It's interesting because maybe we were a bridge. Maybe this is a sidebar, but a bridge because we were like family in a way, right?
Yeah, totally. And
Yeah.
there have been moments like that with certain people along the
Hmm.
way. I mean, doing Pirates.
Yeah.
I mean, Scott Ellis, Warren Carlyle, Rupert Holmes, they've known me since I was 13. And
Yeah.
so what that was a wonderful comfort in some ways. And it
Yeah.
was also frustrating because my scared little kid was often at the forefront of everything.
For sure.
So my 13-year-old self was very triggered, but it was so necessary to like go back almost and then kind of come out the other end as a
Hmm.
full adult. So it was kind of a cosmic thing.
No, no, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
That's and what a gift, right?
Oh, what a
It's kind of
gift.
like radical acceptance.
Yes, yes, yeah. Right, right. Really going accepting that kid. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think is maybe the biggest lesson you've learned so far?
Just in life.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, throw me a softball, Lisa. The biggest lesson. Ooh. I mean, I would say right now, I just have based, and a lot of this is just being a being an actor for so long. I think I based a lot of myself off of others' opinions,
Yeah.
ideas of me. I'm constantly worrying about what other people think of me, and much less now because I'm reading this book called Homecoming by Thema Bryant, who's
Love it.
amazing. And just this idea of coming back home to yourself, that like this is a home and we're safe in here. And it's
Hmm.
actually not about getting that person's approval or winning that person over. I'm a chronic people pleaser. And so it's not about that. So the more I learn to let go of that and come home to myself, and like another part of the theme of this book is telling yourself the truth, which feels like very radical almost in our culture right now, like to really be honest with yourself, radically honest, um feels like just a skill that I'm wanting to improve. So
Mm. Why do you think that skill would benefit you now?
I mean, I would honestly just relieve so much stress about, I'm an overthinker. And I
Mm.
think, yeah, the idea of coming home to myself, to my body, there's a letting go there that can happen and that I want to keep cultivating, especially in a career like this, in a life like this, that's so about performance.
Mm.
Like,
Hmm.
I'm a meditator, and that also kind of brings me back to myself. And yeah, I think that the benefits are endless and it's free. We can all do it, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. No, 100%. What's the rhythm of your day like?
I laugh because it was a lot different 2.5 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
true.
Uh, yeah, I'm still finding the rhythm post 8 show week, which is
Mm.
like I don't even know what that is. It's just a blur of running around and surviving almost. I mean, in this show, I mean, I don't know if you know this. I am not a dancer. I mean,
Oh, come on.
I,
Everybody's a dancer.
I faked it well, and Warren Carlisle turned me into one. But I was just exhausted all the time. I mean, the next time I have something that physical, I'll know that I need to like really work out, take care of
Yeah.
my body in a way that's so no, I'm just finding my rhythm now. I'm loving the freedom, the space.
Yeah, yeah.
To not have every minute accounted for is a luxury. But I told myself after this show that I need more structure in my life just in
Mm.
general.
Mm.
And so finding that, and more community too, and just entering spaces that maybe I would have been afraid to, or joining some class, or just, giving myself structure that so that it's not just the audition or the acting
Mm.
gig, or.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's interesting. The word, sorry, I harp on the words with my clients. I'm like, structure. That's an interesting word choice,
Well,
especially for someone who's lived such a structured life, structured by everything else.
yeah.
So if you were to maybe, I don't know, reframe that word as something that really worked for you, about what you really,
Mm,
what would that be?
mm. I mean, right. Yes. I think honestly, like giving myself projects, things that I'm passionate about, things that I can look forward to working on every day, so that I'm not at the beck and call of some force that might grant me a job. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
so I think it's more about, yeah, if structure is not the word, then it would be like, I don't know, self actualization in my days, like something that I set out to do that I don't need anyone's kind of anyone to sign off on.
Yeah. It's interesting because what I'm hearing underneath what you're saying is balance that won't be disrupted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I understand what you mean. Like it would make sense knowing you and knowing just even what you've just told me that you're used to structure. You're used to the structure of an 8-week show or of an agent, or your whole life has been
Yeah.
structured.
Yeah.
And I understand that you don't want to be at the beck and call. However, you also acknowledge that that is the life of an actor.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but when you say structure and your brain knows all that data, you could have been talking about what you do.
Right. Right. Yeah.
You said projects, you said work, you said
Yeah.
passion. That's exactly what you do, Nick.
Yeah.
You work on
Yeah.
projects you're passionate about, and what I'm hearing you say is because you've grown vertically, let's say, right? You've definitely risen, as they say, in your field, and will continue to. There's no doubt if you want to keep doing that, you will. And that's just about a series of choices and opportunities and a lot
Yeah.
of things you can't control. I know
Okay.
that if you want to do it, you will control your vessel and you will take care of your body.
Yeah.
I know you will. So I don't worry about that. But what I'm hearing, and you tell me if you think this is true, because I could be totally wrong. But what I'm hearing is that you're yearning for something that you create that won't go away
Mm-hmm.
when, right? That honor,
Yeah.
it's like something you honor and value that
Yes.
doesn't go away when you get drawn that way.
Yeah, totally. That's it. That's it. I think it's, yes, finding um yeah, more consistent kind of outlets, and they don't have to be creative. I mean, it could be a silly hobby, or it could just be, you know, doing things with friends that, I mean, I took a hike the other day, upstate, and
Yeah.
that felt so, I didn't tell anyone, it was, I
Ah,
went by myself,
nice.
and that in a way felt like structure. It could be that, it felt like um something that I could go do, that where I'm the leader, and I'm saying, okay,
Yes,
we're going on a hike now,
totally. You're
so
the
yeah.
chef. Yeah. What I don't know if
Yes.
you cook or whatever, but what came up for me was it's your own recipe. You want to follow your
Yeah.
own recipe.
Love that. Love that. Yeah.
So, what do people most often get wrong about you? Do you have a sense
Oh.
of that?
Yeah, I think because I lead with a lot of I'm a pretty kind of smiley, positive person, I would say. So I think people don't know how, I mean, for example, hard on myself I am. So
Hmm.
I shared that with them, or how critical I am. And I think that comes from being really critical of myself. I mean, I don't know if you know the Enneagram, but I'm a
Yeah.
1 on the Enneagram.
Okay.
So we're the perfectionists. We're the most hard on
Yeah.
ourselves. Um, and and I think that is something that I continue to work on, because it tightens me up in a way that isn't helpful in all ways. So
Hmm.
it's always for me like loosening the screws, and so yeah, people might not know that that's what's going on under here. And
Is it even important that they know that to you?
um I mean, sometimes I think I think of Pirates because that's kind of the last
Yeah.
project I did, but I think it was important for some people to know. I mean, my closest kind of castmates, to just, to just hear me out and I can
Mm,
vent to them. And I mean, shout out to Jinx Monsoon, who's become such a pal, and she's just
nice.
incredible, and also has a bit of the overthinking thing.
Yeah.
She gets it and got it and helped me through a lot of spirals that I had. And
Nice.
so that was nice to kind of, yeah, to share that and be heard, seen.
Yeah. Oh, that's brilliant. I love that.
Yeah.
What's the worst advice you've ever been given?
Oh my goodness. It would probably be along the lines of like, probably like some teacher or workshop that I took that was just so hell bent on results. I think
Mm,
as an actor performer, like if you do this, you'll get this. Like any of those like false promises that are just like someone's BS kind of idea of what you should do.
yeah.
So I don't know, that's kind of vague, but
No, that's
I
not
mean,
big.
yeah, I mean, yeah, if you act a certain way, if you present yourself in this way, you will
Mhm.
gain something. Like what
Totally.
does that even mean? No, no.
I love that. Well, and this the whole shoulding thing, right? I mean, it's
Yes,
like,
the shoulding.
well, you know what I call I should? I could with shame.
Ooh, wow. Yeah, that's real. I could with shame. Oh, right. There's so much shame in there
Yeah.
from all angles, right? It's like,
Hmm.
mm.
Ooh, what are you the most afraid of?
Oh, that's a fun one.
Yeah.
Ooh, man. I mean, I think probably what it used to be is, I mean, it might sound like a broken record, but yeah, people being wrong about me, people underestimating me, people shaming me in some way. I think I've spent a lot of my life shaming myself. So I think it's probably an internal fear that comes from my own kind of
Yep.
stuff. But I also think what's coming to mind now is honestly holding myself back. I think like getting in my own way
Mm,
is a fear of mine. Um,
yep.
and it's only me. It's only me to contend with, like,
Yeah.
but it's something that I think I'm slowly dismantling, or at least I'm accepting when that fear is there, to accept that I am afraid instead of being like, no, I'm not afraid. Like maybe you are, and that's okay.
Totally. And what I believe is that these our inner critic, our gremlins, these things that try to
Yeah.
scare us and make us feel small, they're just trying to keep us safe.
Yes,
And
right.
we created them.
Right. The irony of that. Yeah.
What I've learned in what I do now is that people try to get rid of them.
Yes.
And what I propose is that you invite them in and you get
Yeah.
curious and you say,
Yes.
I'm getting that message that I'm not good enough, let's say as an example. And, or, I got to kill myself in order to succeed.
Right.
Um, and that may have helped me sometime. And you could probably remember when you first heard that message, but
Mhm.
you invite your gremlin in and you say, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for keeping me safe. It really helped.
Yeah.
But guess what? I don't need you for that anymore, but you don't have to go. I
Yeah.
have a new job for you, something that
Yes.
you can really help me. It's rescripting, right?
Oh, it's so good. I'm curious, what would be the new job for those gremlins?
That would be up to you.
Yeah.
Essentially, you take the old message,
Mhm.
you get curious about it. You remember when how it helped you. You actually acknowledge that it did help you at some point.
Right.
It
At
did
some
help
point.
you from not being embarrassed. If you didn't memorize your lines for the school play, you would be embarrassed.
Right. Right.
All your friends would laugh at you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's real,
Totally.
right? But you're a professional now.
Yeah.
And what happens is that we carry these old messages with us because we haven't taken the time to thank them
Yeah.
and to update them
Yes.
with a new message. So you might
Right.
come up with, like, for you, what would a new message be that serves you more powerfully right now in your life today?
Ooh, yeah, I think it's like you can't go wrong. Something along the lines of, you know, perfection doesn't exist. You can be messy, you can make mistakes, you know. Perfection is a complete illusion. I realized that my whole life I thought that there was this thing called perfection. I really did.
Yeah.
Really believed that.
Yeah.
And it's just not a thing. It's not a thing. And so yeah, I think giving myself permission to make mistakes, to like really make mistakes, forgive myself for them. Yeah, I think just like try. Like what's the worst thing that could happen if you just go for it? It's kind of the just go for it.
I
You
love
know,
it.
yeah, just letting yourself go there, letting yourself really be unabashed and just free.
Yeah. And not only on stage, but
Yeah,
in your life. Yeah.
real life. Yes. Yes.
So if you had to choose one highlight and one low light from your career so far, or your life, I mean, it doesn't have to be your career.
Highlight and a low light.
Yeah.
I think the low lights often come when I have a lot of free time to myself
Mm.
and a lot of time to
Hmm.
think and overthink without, kind of unchecked, I would say.
Hmm.
So a couple winters. I mean, 2024 was a tougher year for me. I think I was isolating more, which I think I needed to do in a way, but it's not healthy. Like you need to be around people more. We're social creatures.
Wait,
So
wait. So you need to? You said you, like you, the royal we.
the royal we, yes.
What about you? What does Nick need?
Well, good guess, good point. I think I do require more solitude than the average person. So I will own
You
that.
require it or do you want it? Or both?
Uh both. Yeah.
Nice.
It is
Sorry,
something.
I'm being hard on you because I know you.
Yeah, it's a value of mine, I will say.
Yes.
But it can go too far. And so
Hmm.
leaning on others, last year I was like, okay, I need to lean on others more. Because we can't go it alone. Um Highlights, I mean what comes to mind is getting to live in Vancouver and do a TV show for 8 months. That was
Oh,
pretty
that's
fun.
cool.
And just
I didn't know you did that in Vancouver. That's
yes,
pretty
I
cool.
did. And I met some lifelong friends on that gig, and it was interesting because coming from the theater world and musical theater in particular, you get so close and you get so intimate. And so I approached that job like I'm not gonna make any friends. I just have to keep my head down, like do a good job, not get fired. Like that was, and I ended up like having the most fun with the people and perhaps making more friends than I have on theater jobs. So that was kind of just an interesting thing how you can go into something with these expectations that are just like
Yeah.
what are those? So that was awesome experience and I had a blast and it was challenging. It was kind of like everything you'd want in an artistic
Mm.
endeavor. And totally unexpected, because I just was so unfamiliar with that world. So it was a cool kind of entrance into that world.
Yeah, no, totally. Is that something that you want to explore more deeply? Like, did that sort of give you the bug?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. I mean, I think it's like kind of the cliche of like, you know, once you do one medium, you kind of crave the other and you want to keep. I mean, I always feel kind of like that will be kind of what happens, that I'll always kind of want to dip my toe back in something else, and
Yeah.
being motivated by variety.
Did you feel refreshed when you came back from it?
Yeah, I did. I mean, it was also just a confusing time because then we had the strike, and
Mm.
it was a lot of change in my life. So it was kind
Yeah.
of like, and I also hadn't lived in New York really like a full human since like pre-pandemic. So
Mm.
it was just like, oh my God, okay, I'm 25. I haven't really lived in New York in a long time on my own. I ended a relationship. I moved apartments. There was the job, and it was just like
Yeah.
so much change. But no, I think it reignited some kind of spark, and I was like, oh cool, you can like be really creatively fulfilled in some other planet, it felt like, and then come back.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
neat. What do you think you might do if performing arts wasn't a thing? Like if you didn't do that?
Oh man, I would definitely still act out scenes by myself
I love it.
for no one. um Performing arts, with does that include writing? Because I might write if that's
Yeah.
still
Oh,
if
that's
that's still a
interesting.
thing.
Sure. Wherever you want to go with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think I love affecting people. So I think it would have to be something where I'm really engaging with people. If it's not performing for them,
Mm,
it would be connecting, trying to help people in some way, shape, or
mm. Yeah. Because I mean, you're in the service industry now.
right. I
Yeah.
love looking at it that way. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it's absolutely true.
Yeah.
I mean,
If,
I feel the same way. Is that daunting to you? Like, would that be difficult for you? If for some reason it just stopped.
if it just stopped. I think it would be scary, but I think I would accept it. But I think it's really brave, perhaps even more brave sometimes to take a break or to explore another aspect of life, you know.
Yeah.
So I love I would hope that I would welcome that should that ever.
Is there anyone you look at that you kind of go, wow, that would be cool? Or yeah,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's definitely something about just being able to predict, to like plan your vacation and like really know that like in 6 months I will be on vacation, and until then I will be working. You know, there's something about having that,
yeah,
dare I say, structure, but you know, like the kind of, you know, to be able to really look ahead would be cool. On the other hand, this life is also addicting and exciting
yeah,
because you can't predict anything, and
yeah.
maybe that's something that everyone should experience. I don't know.
Yeah, it's a beautiful paradox. And
Yeah.
I mean it's interesting because if you talk about especially because you started professionally as a child,
Yeah.
that it's changed from being uh designed for you
Yeah.
to you designing yourself.
Yes. Yes.
5 years from now. No, let's do 1 year from now first. One
You're
year from now, you and I reconnect again and chat, and you say, Lisa, oh my God, what will we be celebrating?
celebrating. Ooh. In a year from now. Ooh, I think just having lived through some more joyful experiences and
Yeah.
celebrating that, you know. Uh I think is something I have talked in therapy about, is that like all the suffering is in the kid, like the younger version of myself.
Uh-huh.
And I think I read something that like pain is inevitable, but suffering is unnecessary
Optional. It's optional.
or optional, right? And I love that because I'm here for the pain, but the suffering is a different animal, and
Yep.
I'm, you know, looking forward to letting go of that. So in a year, if I said, "Hey, this was my most joyful year yet," that would be awesome.
I love that. And what about 5 years from now?
Well, maybe I have a dog. Maybe I won't live here
Oh,
anymore. I don't know. I think it would maybe be more celebrating like life events, maybe that come
yeah.
that aren't necessarily, you know,
Yeah.
career related. But
Can you zoom out 10 years?
can I zoom out? Oh, 10 years. So how, okay, I'd be 37. Ooh, I don't know. I mean, I have a dream of moving to Santa Fe at some point.
No way. How come?
Yeah. I just fell in love with it. We went on vacation there as a family, and I've been back a couple times, but there's something about the desert also, just physically, like my skin feels good, my hair. I don't know what it is being like a lifelong New Yorker in this like moist, hot,
Yeah.
gross, like
Yeah.
just, you know, it's like the opposite of that. And I was so attracted to that. And the
Mm.
fact that it's so artistic and there's amazing food, and I'm such a foodie. And
What's your definition of living in the moment?
I mean, it's so simple, right? It's like the only thing we really have. It's like a check-in with your self, which is the only thing you can really control. And it's something that I always try to get back to. I mean, I really feel like that's the goal, to live in the moment and mindfully. And um, I do think that I'm lucky that I get to practice acting, because that is the practice of living in the. I mean, I get to practice that as my job, and that is really a gift. So it's all related,
Mm-hmm.
but man, living in the moment, that is everything.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you know will stay true about you no matter what happens?
Ooh, I would say I do have a lot of integrity. I will give myself
Mm.
that, and so I know that when push comes to shove, I will stand by my values, especially like with other people. I mean, if something smells fishy to me, like it's a no for me. Um, so I will say I that has been pretty unchanging. I'm a Libra moon, so peace and justice are very important to me.
Mm.
So yeah, I would say that.
What do you think younger self would be really proud of?
Ooh, um, I think he'd be proud. I mean, in a general sense, I mean, how far I've come in terms of like really getting to know myself and
Mm.
working on myself. And I think at this point, I'm not shutting him out. Like we were talking about
Mm.
earlier, I am trying to embrace him as much as I can and
Yeah.
him. And um yeah, and because the kid was so strict and hard on himself. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that is like my biggest that is the biggest kind of lesson arc in my life, is learning how to not do that, to forgive myself for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he'd be proud of that.
How do you want to be remembered?
Oh my gosh, like after I'm gone, I think I'd like to be remembered for having integrity, for being kind and curious, like open. I wouldn't want anyone to remember me as like too closed or fixed. Someone who is still learning, like to the end. So that, yeah, I would say that.
I'm smiling at you. I'll stop. Um, do you notice what you did? There's a pattern. Pattern recognition is everything.
No.
One
Oh
is
my,
you talked about somebody else first, which was
I
beautiful.
did. I did.
Two, two is that you said what you thought, but then you qualified it with what you don't, because I don't want them to think this.
Oh, yep. That's true. I did say that.
It's interesting, right?
Yeah, yeah. And it is in the question too, right? Like remembered by whom? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
I mean,
Okay, that's a good point. So,
right?
yeah, no, that's a great point. So, you're on your deathbed at 105. At 105.
Yeah.
And what do you want your last thought to be?
Ooh.
How do you want to feel? I guess is really the question, right? Is that a good question?
Yeah. I think gratitude for sure. I think it would have to be. I, I was just about to talk about someone else, but I think, yeah. I mean, if you're leaving with a lot of angst or hangups, that feels really sad to me. I think.
If I'm
I
leaving,
think
if I'm leaving with a lot of angst, and so I'm just saying.
yeah, if I'm leaving, yeah, if you, yes, if I'm leaving, right, with,
So again, wait, I'm
yeah,
going
like,
to stop you. This might not be on the podcast. I'm going to stop you because don't. You're still talking about what you don't want. That wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
So I'm going to
Oh
choose
yeah.
something
No, no,
good.
no. That's a good point. That's a good point.
So just
Yeah.
take a moment. Seriously, take a moment. And I mean, think of this as an acting exercise. Except the character is you, and the
Mm,
story is your life story.
hmm
And you are lying there having lived a long life,
At
and
105.
105. And how do you feel? How do you want to feel? How would you write that?
Mhm. Yeah, I think I would want to feel grateful for sure. Grateful for it all. You know,
Mm,
the hard moments as much as the great moments. Yeah.
oh, I love that. All right, let's play.
Let's do
What
it.
makes you hungry?
Like literally hungry? What makes me hungry?
Whatever comes to mind.
Oh my God. I mean art. I love art and I'm always hungry for it. Always.
What makes you sad?
Oh, I think when others are sad, it makes me sad.
What inspires you?
Nature.
Mm. What frustrates you?
My own mind. And just the state of the world right now. I mean, let's be real. Yeah.
Yep. What makes you laugh?
Oh, stupid shit. Silly shit.
Ah, do you like to laugh?
I love to laugh. Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's great, right?
Yeah.
What makes you angry?
Ooh, see, anger is a tough one for me.
Oh,
I
interesting.
think, I think just injustice, honestly. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. What makes you grateful?
Oh, I mean, my days right now, just getting up and deciding what I want to do in the day.
Mm.
Choice, I guess. Yeah.
Mm. I love that. What are the top three things that have happened so far today?
Well, obviously, this conversation is one of them. Oh, I had a nice conversation with my barista this morning,
Mm.
and a couple text exchanges that were sweet.
Nice. What's something that you're looking forward to today?
Honestly, cleaning and like organizing my space.
Mm.
I have a
Nice.
lot of that to do.
Nice. Is it
Yeah.
important for you to have a clear space?
It is important, and I don't tend to it as much as I'd like to. Yeah.
So you have the time, hence you're
Yeah,
grateful for the
I
time.
literally, yes, I have the time.
And what's something that you're looking forward to in the future?
I think I'll say opportunities,
Mm.
opportunities, having multiple opportunities. And it could be career or just life things. Yeah.
I don't want to let you go.
Oh my God, what a pleasure to chat with you.
I cannot thank you enough for taking the time to be in the moment with me, truly.
Thank you. It was really a pleasure. What a great conversation.
Right? I knew it would be. I've been speaking today with Nick Barasch. I'm Lisa Hopkins. Thanks so much for listening. Stay safe and healthy, everyone. And remember to live in the moment. In music, stop time is that beautiful moment where the band is suspended in rhythmic unison, supporting the soloist to express their individuality. In the moment, I encourage you to take that time and create your own rhythm. Until next time, I'm Lisa Hopkins. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, I invite you to dive deeper into cultivating a life of creative possibilities with my new book, The Places Where There Are Spaces. It's filled with personal stories and insights to help you embrace living in the moment. You can grab your copy by following the link in the show notes or wherever books are sold. Let's keep the conversation going and growing.